Hey guys, it's Miss Rayfield. I hope everyone's doing okay. Today we're going to start our unit on um, world lakes. Okay, and we're going to talk about lakes on about 4 different continents that were super important. Today, um, we're going to talk about the lakes of Africa. But before we get started, you should have a booklet. And it looks something like this should be your first page, I believe. And it's going to have all the chapters in there about our lakes. So, like I said, the first one we're going to talk about is the lakes of Africa. Now, just remember, guys, that a lake is a body of water surrounded by land. I want you to stop for just 1 minute and think about what is the difference between a lake and a river. Okay, a river is a body of water that flows on a set path, but a lake is a body of water that is surrounded by land and doesn't go anywhere, just doesn't flow anywhere, just stays there. Okay, now I want everybody to turn to page 6. And we're going to skip through just a little bit for just 1 minute. 6. Okay, and this is a map of Africa. And this is going to show the 3 lakes that we're going to discuss in Africa. Okay, and here's our first one. If you can see, I don't know if you can see me, but Lake Tanganyika. Lake Tanganyika. It's kind of hard to say, I know. That's our first lake we're going to talk about. So I want you to go back to page, I believe it is 2, and I want you to read from page 2 to 6 about Lake Tanganyika. And I want you to pause this video. And when you get finished with Lake Tanganyika, I want you to play the video again, okay? Completed reading about Lake Tanganyika. I'm looking on page 5 at some of the cool facts about this lake. It is the second deepest freshwater lake in the world. And I just want to talk for just a second about that. There are freshwater lakes and there are saltwater lakes. Saltwater lakes are salty because lake water evaporates more quickly than new water can enter the lake. So when the water evaporates, it leaves behind salt and other minerals. When water enters the lake as quickly or more quickly than it evaporates. When the lake has fresh or non-salty water, then it has fresh or non-salty water. So that's pretty interesting about the lake can be either fresh or salt water. Now, I want you just to think for just a minute. I'm just going to think about this answer. Why is Lake Tanganyika so long and narrow? And how do people make use of this lake? All right, guys, so now we're going to start about Lake Victoria. And I'm going to go back to my map of the lakes. And I'm going to find Lake Victoria. I want you to find Lake Victoria. And it's kind of right above Lake Tanganyika. Okay? And I want you to look and see if you can find the latitude and longitude for Lake Tanganyika. Give you just a second to find that. All right, now when you find this, we're going to see who really listened to the directions. I want you to send Miss Rayfield an email, okay, about Lake Tanganyika, the latitude and longitude. Okay, let's see who can follow those directions. I'm sure everyone knows how to send an email. Okay, if you can't, then you don't have to worry about it, and I will teach you how to do that at another point. Okay, this is just if you know how to do that, which I think all of us do. Okay, so now, guys, I want you to read about Lake Victoria, pages 6 through 8. And I want you to please pause the video as you read about Lake Victoria. I want to point out one term that is pretty important when you're reading about Lake Victoria, and that is game reserves. And that's an area set aside by the government where animals are protected by hunters. Now, what kind of reasons would they even have a game reserve? I want you to think for just a second about that. Why would it be important to um, have an area for animals to go where they are protected? Okay. You may have some great ideas. I bet you guys do. I wish I was there to talk to you about it, but it may be to protect them from being extinct. And people killing too many of the animals. I'm sure there's some more different reasons as well. Okay, now we're going to look at Lake Chad, and that is on the map right kind of in the middle of Africa, Lake Chad. All right. Now this is in Western Africa. So guys, if you would you please read pages 8 through 11 about Lake Chad? So when reading about Lake Chad, can you think of any ways that Lake Chad is different from the other lakes that we've talked about in this chapter? Just think to yourself, how are those lakes any different? Any different? I like the cool facts about the lakes. Those interest me a lot. Okay, guys, so you should have activity page 1.5, okay? And on this page, you are going to fill out information that you learned about each of these lakes. Now, you are going to keep it and use it for the rest of the lakes that we're going to talk about in this unit, okay? But you're going to fill out the location, the latitude, the longitude, the salt or fresh water, and some characteristics of the lake. Now, what kind of things think in your mind could be characteristics? Okay, maybe how deep it is, how shallow it is. Like here, Lake Chad is very shallow. Um, the land around it's flat or if the land around it's hilly. What's the weather typically like there? Those kind of things are some good characteristics, okay? All right, thanks, guys, and I miss everyone.